Have you just nailed it?
Yeah.
Is he number one? Yes. Well, to be fair, if you weren't, I'd be concerned.
See the course also really short.
Once you go through the green gate,
Yeah.
I mean, you need to know where the next one's going to be.
You're looking for
That's
the blue.
one is the blue one.
Okay.
So it's peripheral vision, kind of almost.
So
trying
you go through a green gate, but you're looking for the next blue.
yeah, exactly.
The next
So
set
you
of
know.
blue. Right.
That's the key.
Let's jump in the car and find out.
You can go with.
Okay, so this is an example of these cones, okay? So on top, there's these light beacons. Once you've driven through it, the next set of cones lights up. And it doesn't tell you which ones, they just randomly light up and you have to immediately react. That is cool. So here we are. This is the iFace that I'm going to be driving for the day. First time that I've properly spent time in an electric car. I've had some experiences, but never as long as we'll have now. And we're with Hopin, no less, who is test driver for Formula E team. We're going to catch up with him inside and take this car for a spin and find out what the future feels like. Dead center of the game.
Yeah, okay. Distance.
Yeah.
It's the shortest distance through the course. So what Hopin was talking about, peripheral vision, spatial awareness, you're looking for the blue gate because that turns simultaneously green. It's just your guide through the course.
So blue is just where I'm heading next.
Yeah, where you're heading next. Then simultaneously when you go through a green gate, the blue gate turns green and somewhere else will turn blue.
Okay.
Okay? Does that make
No pressure at all.
So long as I beat you, okay?
Yeah,
the only
that's
thing.
it. So, yeah, we can't be beaten by Amanda as well.
No, well, I already did the deal. I mean, already.
Yeah, but you've done it before.
Hoping just laid it
How many times
down,
did you
man. I can't
practice
believe it.
Every layout is different.
Twice.
Every layout
Right.
is different.
Exactly.
So,
I didn't
my
know.
first drive. Oh, is the key?
No, that's it.
That's on. It's
Okay.
on, it's quiet. Okay,
Yeah.
this side.
Then it starts. So it starts.
Now.
It starts.
Right,
Then it's middle one.
and then
middle. Okay.
central. I tell you, the instant talk is great. Oh, bro, I feel like no, I'm just here. What have I done? Here we go. Behind us. There. Okay. Oh, I scrubbed off time. I scrubbed off time there. That's a real shame. And then right, there he is. Oh man.
That's it. Oh.
As long as I've
I see the hand
been, as long
signal,
as I've been,
And then Amanda walks away.
Amanda's walking up. Where are you going, Amanda? Yes, mate. Oh god, that was good. Thanks for that, bro. That was awesome.
Nice one.
Well, I never thought my first drive in an electric car would be so intense.
It's more intense than driving a race car.
I gotta tell you though, the instant torque, massive help.
It helps.
Like just coming out of those corners, it just, you know, it's straight there.
Some corners are so tight
Yeah.
because you want to make the shortest distance, right? And then to have this punch out of the.
That was so good.
nice.
That was cool. Where's Amanda?
She's hiding.
Amanda! Okay, so out of the three of us, at least I wasn't last. And I don't mind being second to a Le Mans driver. That's okay. Now I just want to go and rub it in Amanda's face some more. Where's she run off to? That's not too bad. So how far off your pace am I?
I think I was a second quicker on the speed.
That's huge, man.
Probably because you almost missed the gate.
I did, and we had that understeer moment.
That's where you lost time.
Okay.
Accuracy is even better than what I did. Well done.
We make a
Well
good
done.
team,
Well done.
dude. If there's ever endurance beacon racing, you can set the time, I'll set the accuracy.
Oh, there she is.
Amanda! Where'd you run off to? There we go. I like this game. This is cool.
It's like
There's
more
a
than 10%
significant
is
difference,
it?
but it's a fantastic score, 93.69.
Is that alright?
Yeah, you see, that's higher accuracy than what I did.
Absolutely excellent. So anything sub 1 minute. Fantastic.
Okay. I'm glad that's on video. To the track.
Electric cars obviously is the regen if you're off throttle or when you're braking.
Yes.
So technically you can drive the car with just accelerator.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you
course.
release
As soon as
accelerator, you
lift off,
feel the regen
feel
immediately.
that drag.
You
Wow.
can see it on the dashboard
Yeah.
when you release.
There it
you
goes.
recharge again.
Charges up. Okay, so there's more modes.
Yeah, so
We've
there's
got more
different
driver modes.
driver
So how do we
modes.
put it into dynamic?
So we're going to dynamic mode.
Okay.
Now. Here we go.
Oh, that actually changed the throttle response.
Yeah,
Like
it does
quite a lot.
instantly. Right. We got dynamic mode. Oh, we got a G sensor. Cool.
G meter.
You can see how
All right.
how many G's you can pull accelerating. More steam ramp,
I
basically.
keep going to shift gear, man. Like, now, I remember when I had a more conventional day job, my drive to work was like 15k.
Yeah, but
right?
actually interesting because the range has gone up since we've left.
Yeah, because we've actually been driving downhill quite a lot, and I've been
and probably before
I've been off throttle, and it's just been constantly gen. But yeah, so my daily drive back then was like 15k. So you're gonna be able to do your entire week's drive on a single charge. Which is gonna cost you what, pennies?
Yeah. Let's go dynamic mode again.
Right. So
I think the mode was.
we're talking now about the sound of this thing. I think one of the sort of criticisms that petrol heads have is that they don't have
Sound.
exotic sounds.
Yeah.
Right now, obviously, we're in a more practical SUV type of style, so maybe sound isn't as important. However, we've discovered that it has its own character, right? I'm not sure if this camera will pick it up, but we're going to give you some acceleration, which, by the way, is incredible.
Instant torque.
Yeah, it's the torque though. It's so thick with torque. And then listen for this quite high-pitched tone with this like underlayer of this bassy barble,
Yeah.
right? All right. You hear that? It's like the Jetsons, man. It's rapid as well.
It is.
You can feel the whole thing squat, and it just picks up and goes, and it feels like it has so much traction.
And it's like a non-stop acceleration.
Non-stop, yeah.
Because you have no gear shifts, obviously.
That's it. I guess there is no torque curve. That must just be flat, right?
Probably goes
Just
there and then
instant,
stays there. Yeah.
instant and flat. The main event. This is why we're here. So the reason I'm actually in Zurich and around Formula E is that Jaguar very kindly asked me to come and do some presenting for their live stream during Formula E. So we've got two streams going on. We've got one going live on Facebook today, and then just before the race tomorrow, we're also doing some Facebook Live. While I'm here, I couldn't help but show you around. There's three very unique things about this race in particular. The first one is that Switzerland has banned circuit racing for the last 64 years, and this is the first time that it has been allowed to take place. So that is a sort of moment in history in itself. The second thing, I'm not sure if you've noticed, but I'm currently stood on cobbled street. So the pit lane, the entirety of it is actually cobblestones, which is going to be interesting for drivers, but also while these guys have been setting up, they're wheeling things along on these big trolleys and everything's bouncing around. And the third thing, the entire pit lane, or pit garages, have been constructed from wood. It must have taken them 3 weeks to build this. It's only up for 3 days, but the effort and scale that is coming out of Formula E right now is incredible. What's fascinating for me is that the last time I was at Formula E was exactly 1 year ago. So to be around this now, to see how far things have evolved in just 12 months is incredible. Anyway, I now have to do my live piece to camera, so we'll go and do that and then show you around a little bit more afterwards.
There is then height film, then comes to JWW and I. We're on number 4 now.
Okay, so we'll just slow that down a little bit. High film's VT. So it's the first minute is VT.
I'm gonna, there's a fairly little bit of speaking from me. Then I say, great to see you, James. Come back, we have a little bit of a chat. Comes back, loads more coming up to you. We've got our driver versus driver, this, that, and the other.
See through this lens is how unbelievably hot it is here. We were just saying at the end of that stream, I've never been so thankful for the sun to go behind the clouds. Such a contrast from yesterday. The rain was so heavy that this was a stream with so much standing water. So yeah, poles apart. Hopefully rain stays off for tomorrow, although I'm not going to lie, it would add quite a lot of excitement to the race, because I think I'm right in saying that Formula E has never had a wet race. So could this be our first one? Who knows? Anyway, let's take a look around and then call it a day. So one of the most unique features about Formula E as a motorsport, which is unique entirely to Formula E, is the fact that currently, until next year, the drivers physically swap cars halfway through the race, because right now in these early cars, the batteries don't last a full race. Next year, they're going to be able to do a full race on the same car and battery, but until then, they practice driver changes. This is nuts, check it out. You have never seen a man get out of a car so fast as this.
3, 2, 1, go.
And that's that. Pretty rapid to change into a different car and get fixed in, ready to go. Used to being here. That's ridiculous. Okay, at the end of the day, this is the part where I ask you. I want to know your thoughts on the way the world is moving towards electric right now. Today I experienced something entirely new. I've got to say, the I-Pace drive was incredibly pleasurable, mostly from the angle of a daily driver point of view. I could definitely see myself in an electric car from a daily point of view. I'm yet to see what's going to unfold in the sports car and supercar world and arena in order to get the ingredients that are going to set us alight, like we have with incredible petrol engine cars. But it's early days. I mean, Formula E is only in its 4th year, and the rate of development there is unbelievable. So I think it's an interesting time, but as a collective, I'm always fascinated to pick on your guys' points of view to see how this is all about to unfold and what your thoughts are on it. Yeah, today for me, incredibly interesting, incredibly enjoyable, but where's it going? What would you like to see? What are you hoping for? What are your visions for the way that the electric movement is going? It's definitely an exciting time, but it's also an unknown time as well. Anyway, let me know in the comments below. We're gonna pick up tomorrow at the race. Oh yeah, also I've been aware that the last week on YouTube I know has been fairly quiet on my channel. Rest assured, if you ever see me go quiet on YouTube, but still active on social, it's because I'm planning things behind the scenes that are big. Can't go into it too much detail right now, but I just wanted to let you know that if you were wondering where the recent content was last week, don't worry, now it's back on track. Things are simmering that I'm, fingers crossed, all comes off, but there could be potentially 3 fairly massive projects coming, hopefully, maybe. That's why I don't want to give too much away, just in case it doesn't unfold, but yeah, that's gonna be cool. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.